Hey guys, what is up? Sam or Scorpiola here, and welcome back to another Black Ops Cold War Zombies video. And today we've got a huge one for you, because yesterday we got our first look at Black Ops Cold War Zombies mode right at the end of the multiplayer reveal trailer. And today we got some huge leaked information from the most reputable Call of Duty source out there these days, Tom Henderson, aka The Long Sensation. We're gonna get right into all of that for you guys, alongside telling you everything you missed inside that reveal teaser trailer. We've got so much to talk about here from these leaks. We've got details on the mode's gameplay, crew, our new storyline, the potential return of Black Ops 4's Chaos story as well. We've even got our first launch map details, so you're really going to want to stick around to the end, and without further ado, let's get right into it. In our teaser, the character is holding an M1911, so that's right, everyone's favourite classic starting pistol is back, with the added twist of a torchlight. So in this game, you're actually going to be starting with a torch as your only light source until power is turned on. So those first few rounds are definitely going to get tricky and scary. We'd been told before that this zombies mode was going to play very differently, so I guess we're beginning to get our first look at some of these changes. I'm getting big World War II zombies vibes from this game, honestly. Super horror, I'm loving it. As we knew from the mode's description on the Call of Duty website, the weapons in the zombies mode will be based on the ones in the rest of the game as usual, so we'll be using an arsenal of Cold War weapons and equipment. However, Henderson did say that there are old weapons from World War II still on the site, so we might actually get to see some classic favourites return. I put some decent bets on the MP40, it doesn't get any more World War II than that. In addition to that, we see the classic monkey bomb from the Aether storyline is making a return, alongside Juggernog. That's right, in the trailer we do hear the iconic Reach for Juggernog tonight jingle playing in the background. So it seems like Treyarch are actually hinting at a return to our OG perk system like so many people wanted. That's right, they listened. No more of that Black Ops 4 pick 4 perk shit. Classic Zombies is back, baby. So that's about everything on the gameplay side of things, but there's still plenty more to talk about in terms of this launch map, the crew, the storyline, so let's do this. Now in the trailer we saw a staircase that seemed to strongly resemble Nacta on Toten, and well, Long Sensation has now actually confirmed that that is in fact the case. Obviously this version is covered in some bright, vibrant graffiti, probably to add to that 80s vibe in the rest of the game. There's actually some writing on one of the stairs that says, "A world not my own." Who wrote it and what that means is a whole mystery, we'll have to wait and see, but the English writing could actually hint this taking place in an English speaking location. Also, take note of that bright glowing purple arrow, we'll come back to that later. Next up, we see an area so dark that you can make out very little beside a monkey bomb, but there is actually a nuclear missile here with an open panel on it. Shout out to Eric Maynard, I hadn't actually noticed this myself, apparently I'm totally blind. Could this actually play into this map's Easter egg? Well, launching a nuke at the end of a zombies Easter egg, I think would just be insane. Also, note yet another glowing purple arrow. The fact that these give off so much light in dark areas makes me think that these are going to point us towards the power switch, since as we said before, you do rely on a torchlight until power is on. That could make for a nice tool to help guide the way when vision's going to be pretty limited. Finally, we go to this huge and packed zombies area, more zombies than we've ever actually really seen before on screen at once. Anyway, many people have actually speculated that this room is the Transit Pack-a-Punch room. I personally don't think that's what this is. I think this area just looks a bit too large and a bit too deep to be that room, but I can see the similarities. I think this could be some kind of missile launch silo. It is a bit too early to tell, however, since we only get a brief glimpse. A Transit remake though would make a lot of sense, and we have a lot of evidence to support one coming. Sources like the Gaming Revolution have said it was being worked on as a launch map, and we know a Transit remake was completed for Black Ops 4 Zombies, but never came out. Also, Nacta on Toten does exist as an area within the original Transit, and it would fit the idea of being an English-speaking location, as we mentioned earlier with that writing on the stairs, since we do know Transit took place in Hanford in Washington within the USA. Little bit more evidence here as well that just popped up the other day. Noah J456 was streaming the multiplayer alpha, the early access build that YouTubers and stuff got given. Anyway, he accidentally showed the game's main menu, with campaign, multiplayer, warzone, and zombies there, but the zombie part of which seemed to show a Russian zombie with a Russian hat on, what could very well be a bus in the background. I personally do think this is a bus. You can see a headlight there. It does seem to have the right shape. I do think that's what this is. Some people had thought the zombie was Ted, but it's not. It's a zombie, and also on the left we can see what I believe could be the Nacht spawn room staircase. Quick note on the menu as well, it's like exactly the same as Modern Warfare. Like, identical. Now let's get into the crew for this game, or at least for our first launch map. Well, with our classic Primus and Ultimus crews gone, Activision are going to want a new and recognisable crew for people to get invested in throughout this game's DLC season, with obviously free DLC, which could be considered a little bit worrying because without the season pass obligation to make a full season of maps, if the zombies mode isn't successful, they could just ditch it, just like they did with Spec Ops this year with Modern Warfare. So hopefully we can keep our fingers crossed for a successful season. But anyways, through to the main parts of this teaser, we see some hidden flashes mixed in throughout, which actually show us two different characters. One is a female character we've never seen before, but we do assume will be one of the 4 members of this game's crew. But more interestingly enough, we see Gregory Weaver from Black Ops 1, recognisable by his distinct facial hair and his eye patch from when he lost his eye in that game's campaign. More recently though, he was a purchasable character within the Blackout Battle Royale. We never got a clear answer to what happened to Weaver after the CIA attempted to hunt down and kill him, Mason and Hudson. We obviously know the other 2 survived, but no clear answer was given to Weaver's fate. As one of the few main characters from Black Ops 1 who seemingly isn't involved in this game's campaign, he seems like a perfect choice to lead a brand new crew of characters. His voice actor, Gene Farber, actually voiced Kamarov in a brief role in Modern Warfare, so they could easily get him back, even though they'd likely just recast him, just like Woods and the others. Hashtag free James C. Burns. Anyway, I'd say he's got the perfect look and kind of mannerisms to lead a zombies crew. I think he would just look absolutely badass on these DLCs. So this idea really gets me excited for what's to come from this game's storyline. Speaking of which, let's get right into that, because Long Sensations leak did provide us with some story details for this game. So the first thing he tells us is that Nacht is being reused by the Russian nuclear program for their experiments. The synopsis of this game's zombies mode actually mentions that we will uncover dark Cold War experiments that unleash a new zombie threat. I believe that within this story, the zombies were actually going to have been created by Russian nuclear experiments. Really goes along with the Cold War theme well. I really love that idea. Anyway, he goes on to tell us that Nazi zombies will escape and infect the site, and we will have both Russian and Nazi zombies. So it seems like as a part of these experiments, Russian scientists could have been working to revive dead Nazis possibly to create a new undead army, much like Dr. Stroud was in World War II zombies. However, somehow they will manage to escape and infect the Russians present on the site. That's how we're going to end up with both Russian and German zombies. One of the quick flash shots in the teaser actually shows some Russian words. Unfortunately, part of it is obscured, but we can tell it says Project something, so I guess that could be the code name for these Cold War experiments that created these zombies. A big question remains though, what storyline are we in here? Is this Aether? Chaos? Something new? Well, based on the inclusion of the iconic Juggernog, Monkey Bomb, and the original zombies map, Nacht, I think it's safe to say this is taking place in some version of the Aether storyline, but I don't think it's a reboot, and I don't think it takes place after Tag de Toten, since zombies still existing would somewhat weaken the value of our character's sacrifice in that map. Throughout the teaser in these flashes, we see hints that clearly mirror shots from the Black Ops 1 campaign. They're clearly teasing that this zombie storyline will be linked to that campaign in some way. Big shout out to Zero for pointing this out and making this graphic. You can clearly see here multiple big similarities. Much like the way this game's campaign is filling in the gap between Black Ops 1 and 2, I believe we'll be returning to the Aether storyline at some point in the middle, with this new crew led by Weaver to further explore how the Black Ops campaign storyline is linked to Aether. We've known for years that they're linked in some way through ciphers, but it's never really been fully explained much. If this is indeed Aether though, then we do see that the zombies appear to have yellow coloured eyes, indicating that Samantha would be the one in control of them. Even though I think they won't really touch on that kind of element too much if they are going back to Aether, and will more go for the horror kind of World War II type story. I think that's the right decision really. Go with a reboot, no one wants to go back to that storyline. It was amazing, but it reached a good ending. Going back to Aether though allows them to maintain links from what people loved from classic zombies. They could chuck in the odd cameo down the line from Richtofen or some other characters from that story, so kinda make it a soft reboot in a way. But Aether may not be the only zombie story in this game. There are some solid hints that the Chaos story from Black Ops 4 could also be making a return to see some kind of resolution to that huge Medusa cliffhanger at the end of Ancient Evil. The voice actor for Bruno, one of the members of that crew, recently posted on his Instagram that he's doing voiceover work for Black Ops Cold War, saying that he was working on something that is going to be extremely exciting and it is Black Ops Cold War, and he refused to confirm or deny whether Chaos story will be returning. Obviously this is no confirmation, but it's definitely possible Chaos could be coming back, despite previous leaks to the contrary. We've known for a while now that 2 more Chaos maps were in development for Black Ops 4's scrapped Year 2 content. Could they have been brought over to this game? Well, who knows, but one thing is for sure, this Zombies mode sounds amazing and I can't wait to see more of it. Granted, do not take this as any kind of confirmation, this could just be a pure coincidence. There is going to be so many operators in this multiplayer, just like with Modern Warfare, he could easily be one of them, especially since he's contracted in with Activision to do more games with Chaos, and if they are wanting to ditch that storyline, they could easily use him for something else. We weren't given a date for a full reveal, but I'd guess it will be after the multiplayer beta where we will get more of a glimpse at what the Zombies will be. The multiplayer beta is happening on October the 8th, so probably expect something towards the end of October, making it around 2 to 3 weeks before the release of the game. They could even do it on Halloween if they wanted to be extra spooky about it. But with that guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Be sure to leave a like down below to show your support. Let me know down in the comments what you guys most want to see from this Zombies mode to make it the best one yet. And be sure to subscribe for more Black Ops Cold War Zombies content. Bye!